poll. David.
Our final national poll of this 2024 race. And what does it show in this stable race? A tied race, dead heat among likely voters. 47% Harris, 47% Trump. It obviously doesn't get closer to that. And I want to show you what this race has looked like over time. It has been remarkably stable. This goes all the way back to when Joe Biden was still running in August of last year. You saw it was a 47-46 race there. You see here the red line, the Donald Trump line. He's never been behind outside the margin of error, statistically trailing in this race the entire time that we have polled this race. Let's look at it by party ID here, Dana. You see overwhelmingly Democrats are with Harris, as you would expect. Overwhelmingly down here, 92% of Republicans are with Trump. Harris is getting about 7% of Republicans. I know she's making a big play for some of those Trump-resistant Republicans of late we've seen. And look at the independents. It's actually within the margin of error of that subgroup. So there's no real clear leader with independents, but numerically, Harris has this slight higher number there. And we've been talking a lot about the gender gap in this race. It's a little smaller in our poll overall than we've seen in some other polling, but among likely voters, Harris is +6, 50% to 44% with women, and Donald Trump is +6, equally 51% to 45% with men. That is a 12-point gender gap.
Now, this is a national poll, as we have said until we're blue in the face, and we'll continue to say. Remind people that that is not how presidents are chosen. It's by the Electoral College and in battleground states. However, what this poll is telling us is some of the reasons why this race is so close in those battlegrounds as well. What is some of what you're learning behind those numbers?
Right. So, you know, lots of people on the Democratic side of the equation say, how can it be possible that it's tied? Why is Harris not running away with this? Well, it's the environment that she's running in. We asked folks, your financial situation over the past year. So today compared to a year now, a plurality, nearly half, 49%, say they are worse off today financially than they were a year ago. 35% say they're about the same. Only 16% say they're better off. I'll also just say we have Joe Biden at a low approval rating at 36% in this poll. We have the wrong track number. 7 out of 10 Americans say we're in the wrong direction. Things aren't going well. It's a rough environment if you're running in the incumbent party. So what does that mean then? Why isn't Donald Trump running away with it if that's the environment? Well, here's one issue. Look at Kamala Harris's domination with the issue of abortion and reproductive rights. She is running a 21-point margin ahead of Trump on trust to handle that issue. A little bit protecting democracy is an advantageous category for her. Trump still doing his best on immigration. He's got a 16-point lead over Harris. On the economy, a 13-point lead. And on foreign policy, a 10-point lead. But that abortion and reproductive rights number, that's one of the reasons Donald Trump is not yet running away with this race. And then who's left in this race, Dana? 89% of likely voters in this poll tell us their mind is made up. 9% say they could change their mind between now and casting their ballot, though I will say a large swath of these folks, they're not extremely motivated to vote the way that the folks who already made up their mind are. And only 2% of voters at this point, likely voters, say they have no first choice in this race, Dana.